Carissa Moore, the three-time world champ, trying to turn things around. She's had well, what she would call a couple of slump years. She still finished 5th and then 3rd last season, but if it's not a world title for Carissa, you have to call it a disappointing season. So she's looking to bounce back, and I think the fans are with her. 4% think that she's going to go on and get the victory here. Nikki Dijk, she's a surfer who continues to evolve, and also Keely Andrew out there in the lineup who finaled in this contest last year, Pete.
Yeah, and it was an incredible performance from her.
So here we go, live action. Carissa Moore getting things started here on day 2 of competition, just after 7 a.m. It is April 4th, and it's great to have your company here for the Boost Mobile Pro.
So we have the high tide filling in again once we see today's kind of action unfold. And thinking about Duramba and what's going to happen here. I mean, we saw yesterday with the change in direction, we may see a little steeper on the inside. Take a look at this replay here of Carissa. We've seen this left yesterday heading into the jetty, and that finish move is so important. With this fuller tide, a little easier. The water's not moving as rough through there as the tide starts to move out, as you see this backhand whip. Another surfer that uses her upper body, similar to a Michelle Perez in the way that she really torques and twists from the core.
This is her 10th year on the championship tour, and as you can see on the Gold Coast, she's one of the toughest competitors to overcome. And Nikki having a look at one on the outside. Does well to drive around that long section. This wave threatened to get away from her, but she did well to stay out in front of it. And she'll kick out on the inside there.
So consistent is Nikki Dijk. You know, she rarely makes mistakes. She always finds nice, solid waves. Nice glide from Nikki Dijk. Again, she's got such great flow. Really tuned in with her equipment. Has that nice, easy pace to her waves. You get tons of refraction. I mean, you've got not only the bottom turning these swells around, you've also got the bounce coming off of the wall.
And basically, that turns into corners and wedges for these competitors, and it allows them to throw down big turns. Keely Andrew up at the moment. Nice smooth cut back to get started on this ride. Throws the board back up there, but just loses her footing. And Keely wants to make very good use of these opportunities because she will get a few reps in the first few events of the season. Relaxed Carissa Moore is a very dangerous one. I think in the past couple of seasons we've seen her looking a little stressed at times, but she won't be feeling too stressed because she's got a great looking wave here at the moment. But she falls on her first section. A big opportunity lost. She started this heat so well, Peter, 6. But that's going to be potentially a big turning point in this heat. Well, Carissa, she had a tough run through the first half of last season. Couldn't break through the quarterfinals, but much like Gabriel Medina has done in the past few seasons, towards the end of the year, she just caught fire. Her performance over there at Maui was legendary once again. Just continues to push the level.
Well, super comfortable. I mean, if you look at this too, as we watch this replay, she obviously fixed things as she went into that layback one more time. A little more pressure on the back foot, allowed that keep that nose up. So this is going to be a backup to her 6, and she's going to extend her lead.
Conditions have cleaned up a little this morning. Swell's a little more organised, that due to that interval just rising a little overnight. The size has dipped, but that's helping it on the bank this morning with the higher tide. We've got great waves, so women's round 1 on at the moment. We've got men's round 1 and men's round 2, women's round 2 on standby, along with the airborne.
And she has become a real force at the championship tour level. The other competitor out there at the moment is Keely Andrew, who came into this event as an alternate. 2-time world champ Tyler Wright out injured at the moment.
Sand start to come around the back of Snapper, which we're fingers crossed we'll be able to get back over there over the lower tides.
So lower tide out here, how's it going to look?
Lower tide today, you know, we saw that yesterday. It became much more disorganised and broken up. That's what we'll be watching this morning with the outgoing tide. We're hoping it's not going to shred it too badly today. A little more organised today as well. So we're, fingers crossed we're going to get a much more, exciting day out of it.
Really fun conditions for the women. And Nikki Dijk, she's currently chasing down Carissa Moore, the 3-time world champion. Nikki hails from Victoria.
And it's tough when you think that there's going to be, and the venue move, really. I mean, if you picked your team and then all of a sudden you realize, oh gosh, but we had reminded most people, we reminded myself, I didn't do any changes, and sure enough, it put me at the bottom of the commentary list.
Well, I put Carissa Moore in my team. She's up again. She's leading this heat. And the reason why is you just don't really see Carissa having a the same kind of start to 2019 that she had last year. I just don't see her featuring in the quarterfinals. I see her featuring in a lot of semis, a lot of finals. Obviously, she's got to make some quarters to get there, but yeah, I just don't see her holding on to fifths leaving Australia. Welcome to the Boost Mobile Pro. This is stop number 1 on the World Surf League Championship Tour, and it is Thursday, April 4th, just nearing 7:30 a.m. here on the Gold Coast of Australia. We're at Duranbar Beach. This is a backup venue for the main contest site over at Snapper Rocks. Unfortunately, the sand just hasn't filled over there on the point.
I think that, you know, you put those brackets in there, you go, hey, that was a good wave, or that was a very good wave, you know, and you can kind of already gauge where you're going to put your score.
It definitely helps to simplify things when you just start thinking of...
We only saw one excellent ride yesterday. We did see a few airs that pushed upwards of very good from the Red Bull Airborne.
There were some really quality individual turns laid down yesterday. We're going to see more of that today, finding waves that offer multiple sections.
We saw a very good wave from one maneuver from Yagodora, and I'm sure we can see that in the women's side as well.
Carissa Moore still searching for that solid backup number. Or knowing Carissa, she's probably looking to put up an excellent score and make the 6th the backup.
I don't know if you've noticed there, Ron, but a couple waves have gone by and you see fishes are actually surfing the waves. Have you noticed that?
And we've seen that plenty of competitors on the opening day competition just look so sure-footed on their very first ride of the season. The only bummer for Carissa at this point in time is the fact that she hasn't been able to find a really decent backup to that score, and it's left her in a somewhat vulnerable position. Carissa eyeing off something on the inside. Priority is with Nikki Van Dijk. She needs a 4.57 at this stage of the game, and she's made a bit of a tactical move out there in the lineup. We'll cross down to Rosie Hodge in a moment, but right now Carissa Moore eyeing off this left, drawing off the bottom into this first section. Nice carving swoop off the top, just flowing through to the inside, just wants to get rid of that 4.6 and up the ante for her rivals. Not sure she'll be able to do that with a fall.
Well, the surfing she did before that, I would say is going to improve on the 4.6. I mean, those 2 snaps, especially the first one, a little bit high-sided. Here's that wave I was talking about. This first snap, all that water flying off the rail. And the second one, and just unfortunate. I mean, here it would have been like, okay, being that the judges are a little bit further away here, rather than being right up on the wave, any spray is going to be something that is going to be bonus.
Well, to the south of the contest area, we've got Keely Andrew up. Big section here to attack, and she's unfortunately not going to stick it.
But that's what I was mentioning about being at that north end of the beach, is that you're going to get those steeper inside sections. You're going to get more water kind of filling in, and that is a critical section. So I understand what she's doing down there, and if she had pulled that off, that's the kind of wave that she's going to need.
And that was a huge opportunity. That was what a lot of competitors couldn't find yesterday, and that was a good oncoming section to really bank into.
Yeah, and look at that nice wrap here, and then it's just that steeper section, and she went in with speed. She had the drift.
With each tour season, back in the day, she was winning world titles. You know, you could get it in your head that you were doing everything right, but she really worked hard on her backhand, and it might see her up the ante here against her rivals. Nikki Van Dijk up at the moment, though. Oh, big weightless floater. Almost lost it at the end there.
That was cool.
Seems like she's still in recovery mode right now.
Well, she wanted to show the judges that she absolutely made that. There was a little loss of control, which will factor into the scoring of that, but that was a very critical section. Okay, that's probably going to be close to the best wave of the heat again. You see this nice size set wave. She chose it, even though it had the whitewater on the face. She chose it because she was going to get those string of maneuvers down the line. She saw it had a great line, especially this one here. I mean, look at that. That is a critical section. She almost loses it. Somehow keeps control of that board under her feet. Look at that. Nose almost there, the explosion at the same time. She compresses, and that strength from her thighs and the core, she holds it together. So this is going to be a good number for her.
Well, an impressive start to her campaign here on the Gold Coast. Nikki Van Dijk gets the victory. 3-time world champ Carissa Moore will finish up in 2nd spot. Keely Andrew is going to have to bounce through that dreaded 2nd round to stay alive here. Coming up in the next heat, last year's world title runner-up, Lakey Peterson taking on Coco Ho and Sage Eriksson.